No one can tell you exactly what to do with your life, but you do have to make some choices that will shape your path. Knowing and mastering specific abilities can mean the difference between living an average life and leaving your mark on the world. Every Sigma male should learn some skills to reach their full potential and make decisions that will change their life. This doesn't mean that you can't learn them later, but it's important to get started early because these skills will shape the rest of your life. 1. Quiet introspection. This is one of the most important and useful skills to have. Introspection is the act of thinking deeply about yourself and your life in order to get a clearer picture of how decisions were made or why certain things happened. This means taking a step back from daily life, looking at events and situations, and figuring out how one's own thoughts and actions have affected different outcomes. This practice of thinking about oneself helps to make sense of one's thoughts, feelings, actions, and experiences, giving one valuable insight into their own growth. Sigma men can figure out their personal values and goals in life by reflecting on them. This lets them change their behavior or way of thinking when they need to. They can become more self-aware by mastering this while still young. This helps them figure out what their strengths and weaknesses are, as well as where they can improve. At its core, reflective practice gives important feedback on performance, which is a great way to improve yourself. It makes you talk to yourself honestly about your successes and failures, which helps you make better decisions in the future. With this information, Sigma males are in a good position to keep growing as people and become strong leaders in their professional circles, as well as role models for younger people. 2. Self-discipline. At this point in life, choices are likely to have long-term effects, so it's important to be able to make smart decisions with clear goals. This is the difference between moving forward and staying where you are. Self-discipline is the ability to control your emotions and impulses, stay focused on long-term goals, and say no to short-term pleasures. It helps a person stay committed to moving forward, even if there are problems or temptations along the way. Self-discipline can help Sigmas in many ways to reach their full potential. First of all, it can give them the strength and courage to make hard choices and take necessary risks. Second, it helps them make better use of their time by letting them focus on what's most important and stay motivated even when things are hard. Lastly, self-discipline can help Sigma men be as successful as possible by giving them the endurance they need to keep working hard over time. You can literally change your future if you learn self-discipline. 3. Be at peace with who you are. Even though many people try to be successful or look perfect, it's important to learn how to be happy with who you are. To accept ourselves, we have to let go of the need to be perfect. We all have flaws and things we could do better, but that doesn't make us less valuable as people. Sigma males shouldn't try to look a certain way. Instead, they should focus on what makes them different from everyone else. Every new thing we do gives us a chance to learn something. Life's endless possibilities are much more interesting than making a set plan. Whether you agree or not, the Sigma personality type is the rarest in the world. When you learn to embrace what makes you different, amazing things can happen. One of the most important things they can do for themselves is figure out who they really are. 4. Establishing goals and determining priorities. In their 20s, many men, including Sigma men, tend to focus on short-term goals and give long-term planning little thought. By age 30, it's important to take a step back and think about where you want to go in life. Setting goals helps them figure out what they want to achieve and helps them keep their attention on those goals. It keeps them on track by making them responsible for their actions, which gives them the motivation they need to stay on track. Sigmas can be more efficient with their time and energy when they know how to prioritize tasks based on how important they are and how soon they need to be done. This makes sure that they can use their resources in a way that will give them the most long-term benefit, which increases their chances of success. Sigma males also learn patience, resilience, and persistence by learning how to set good goals and prioritize tasks. This needs discipline, even if there are problems or delays along the way that didn't come up as planned. These skills can help them get past self-doubt and mental blocks that might come up when things are hard or uncertain. It's important to define specific goals when setting goals. This will show how to be successful because it shows what needs to be done first and foremost. It helps break down big goals into smaller pieces so that you can keep track of your progress better. Having clear milestones makes it easier to keep moving forward and lessens the feeling of being overwhelmed or under pressure. 5. Perseverance. Persistence is the ability to try again and again, no matter how hard things get. It means taking action even when you can't see results right away and keeping your mind on the goal, which makes you more likely to succeed. Sigma males need to be persistent because it gives them the strength to get through hard times with poise and strength. Even if they run into trouble, they can use their drive and inner strength to get back up and keep going instead of giving up out of fear or doubt. This lets them keep moving toward their goals even when problems come up along the way. Being persistent also shows that you have grit, which is a valuable trait for people of any gender. It shows strong willpower and dedication, which are needed to keep up with hard tasks without losing sight of the big picture. Self-belief grows when you take charge of projects with confidence and never back down from challenges. This makes you more successful. 6. The ability to change. In real life, things don't always go as planned, so it pays to be as quick and flexible as a Sigma when dealing with any problem or situation. This means that you have to keep an open mind, be flexible, and be willing to try new things. You can't just stick to the tried and true methods that may not work anymore. In today's ever-changing world, Sigma males need to be able to stay focused even when things go wrong or change without warning. Adaptability lets you think outside the box, which makes you more creative and resourceful when solving problems. It also makes it easier for people to talk to each other because it helps you quickly see things from other people's points of view without making assumptions or passing judgment. Getting better at this skill gives all Sigmas, from entrepreneurs to professionals in the corporate world, new ways to grow. It gives them an edge when trying to get a job or get noticed by their peers or coworkers. Sigma men who want to do well in life need to be able to change. Without it, they might get stuck in hard situations and not have the right tools to move forward toward personal fulfillment. 7. Getting rid of conflicts. When it comes to resolving conflicts, there is no one-size-fits-all solution. Sigma males need to be willing to try different solutions that work for each situation. This means learning more about the facts and feelings behind the argument and waiting until you've heard all sides of the story before taking action. It also means being able to stand up for yourself and stick to your own values while still respecting others. Often, these two goals are at odds with each other, so it pays to learn early on how to deal with uncertainty. Conflict resolution is something that needs to be done over and over again until it feels natural. Even when you disagree or fight with someone, it's important not to give up too quickly or say something dismissive. Learning skills like active listening or coming up with win-win solutions can help you understand another person's point of view and move forward with your goals without hurting either person's pride or dignity. Conflict resolution is a very useful skill that will help you get far in life no matter what career path you choose. 8. Self-awareness. Self-awareness is the ability to recognize and understand your own thoughts, actions, beliefs, and emotions so that you can take charge of your life. It means being able to look at your strengths, weaknesses, and habits without judging them. Self-awareness is something you have to work on. It might be hard at first, but if you keep at it, it will become second nature. A great place to start is by making a promise to be honest with yourself. When you think about both good and bad things that have happened to you, be sure to check your own assumptions. Having clarity in any situation is easier when you know what your values are and how they affect the decisions you make. Do you care more about being efficient or doing the right thing? Do you find it more important to reach short-term goals or long-term goals? Self-awareness also means being aware of how we affect the people around us. We should not brush off our words and actions as unimportant or out of our hands. Instead, we should take responsibility for them. This means learning how to apologize when we need to, setting healthy limits, and working through our feelings in a healthy way instead of taking them out on other people. 9. Attaining financial stability. Even though it's hard to be financially mature at a young age, you can start forming good money habits that will help you in the long run. Because Sigma men are good at analyzing things, they have an advantage in this situation. To develop these traits, you also need to be aware of how you feel about money and learn the different ways to save, invest, and spend it to reach your financial goals. Having a plan for everything is important, from making a budget for daily costs to putting money away for retirement. Learning to accept your money mistakes is another important part of becoming financially mature. It's easy to say that failure is due to something outside of yourself. Still, it's important to own up to your mistakes and learn from them so you can change how you do things in the future. Don't forget that being financially stable doesn't always mean having a lot of money. To live comfortably, you need to have the right attitude and make smart choices. Try to get a healthy relationship with money when you're young, so it doesn't control your life, but helps it. If you work hard and have the right mindset, you can set yourself up for a good financial future. 10. A good balance in life. To find a balance in your life, you need to know yourself. Taking a look at your own ideas and needs while also taking into account things like deadlines, relationships, and social obligations. It also means coming up with specific plans that work for you, like ways to manage your time or taking breaks when things are busy. It's important to keep in mind that keeping a healthy balance doesn't mean working too hard or giving up the quality of your life for success. It means finding ways to make the most of your time by getting enough rest, even when you have a lot of work to do. This may require some trial and error, like keeping track of how long each task takes or writing down how productive you feel after doing different things so you can make changes. Learning how to plan ahead also makes it easier to take care of yourself without feeling too busy or not good enough. From setting up weekly check-ins with family and partners to meditating on Saturdays, build these habits into your routine now so they become second nature later. Lastly, try to stay in the moment and enjoy the ride instead of worrying too much about where you're going. This keeps things in perspective by helping you remember why balance is important in the first place.